Hello, Days Reliance fans. This is for Monday, October the 7th. Please subscribe, share, and like. Stefan goes to visit Gabby, and he tells her that he has been talking to his lawyer and that he has filed for a divorce. And she's like, a divorce? That's pretty serious. And he said, well, EJ said something yesterday that reminded me of something, and I realized we're just not, there's just no hope for us. And she said, what's that? And he said that I'll never be able to get that image of you being with her, you being with him out of my mind for the rest of my life. And he's right. And she said she felt the same way about him and Ava. And it was very sad. And they realized neither one of them can get over this for them to go on. So they're going to go on and part ways. When he left, she was just bawling her eyes out. And then EJ came in, and they were talking for a few minutes, and she said, this is all my fault. And well, first, her and Stefan, she told Stefan he said it was all his fault, and she said, yeah, it was. But she told EJ later that it was all her fault. And, he was trying to tell her not really and stuff, but she said, I'm the one that decided to sleep with you. I'm the one to have revenge sex, and I came on to you, and then afterwards, when I came back to you again, you turned me down. And she said you were a perfect gentleman. He got this silly little look on his face. It was just so cute. He shook his head and messed with his tie, and he was a perfect gentleman. And it's just crazy, their relationship, period, because they hate each other, but they, had relations. They got jiggy, there for that one time. It was, I would say that Gabby's having a bit of a bad, or at least a sad day for her. I guess they just comforted each other momentarily. Well, anyway, Julie took the kids to Sweet Bits so Chad could tell Fabigail he wanted her to meet the kids today. They're just springing all this on her. He called her over, so she came over. So anyway, they ran into Leo in the square, and they're what's the boy's name? Thomas was like, "Are you still the Tooth Fairy? Because I got one loose, and I was wondering if I could get an advance on that $50." Like, Leo's like, no, I don't do that anymore. I'm strictly a writer for the Body and Soul. Whatever he said, it was hilarious. Anyway, he's like, anyway, great news about y'all's mom, huh? And Julie gave him a look, so he had to make something up because he didn't realize they didn't know that their mom was alive, which she's not. That's Fabigail. Well, I mean, the real Abby may be alive somewhere. We don't know where her body is, but this chick ain't her. This chick ain't her. So Julie has really pushed Chad to do this. She's been pushing him. It's time the children know that their mother's alive. And I love Julie to death, but sometimes she's just a bit too pushy, too nosy, but she always does it out of love, and, she means well, but that doesn't make it any easier if she pushes you in the wrong direction. So Fabigail is freaking out, and he's like, well, let me just call Julie and tell her not to bring the kids home. Too late. She already texted Chad and said we're on the way home. And the kids walked in the door, and there she is. Who are you? Thomas said. And she finally said, I'm a friend of your dad's. I work with him at the paper. And she introduced herself or whatever to try to cover up. So he told the kids to go in the kitchen and get a snack, all those things that snacks come in handy for. And so he could talk to Fabigail. So Julie took him in the kitchen, and then Julie come back out, and she's like, what are you all doing? And suddenly, Fabigail's got this idea that her and Chad should go to Paris. Is that where it was, or Brazil? Wherever it was, him and Abigail had went. And she wanted to do that. She thought it might help with her memory. And Julie's like, so are you going to take your children with you on this trip? And they're like, no, no, no. We're hoping it'll jog her memories. And Julie's getting like fed up with, you're taking too long to get your memories. Which, of course, it's all a lie anyway, but still. If she was really messed up, you can't make her get her memories back. But I have to say, the storyline, all going to have to go to Paris, take a trip and crap all over this lie just to hurt the kids and Chad and stuff. I don't like where this is going. It's just ticking me off. I don't like the storyline at all. They're jacking it all up sideways and stuff. I just don't like that. I don't like any of it. They should just come on out with it. She says she's your mom. The DNA test says she's her mom, but she don't remember nothing about your asses. So that's what it is. That's what it is. That's what's going on. So of course, Julie said, well, okay, if you think that would help, and that's what they're going to do. And then she said, well, if it doesn't help jog my memory when we come back from Paris, we'll definitely tell the kids. That's a promise she's making to get Julie off her back. This has just turned into a big mess. How can one little stupid man, Clyde Weston, I mean, my God, Ava Vitale can kick his butt. And he's got all this control over these people. I don't understand this wicked little man, Clyde Weston. Okay, so Ava went looking for Roman to talk to him. She's like, look, Roman, it's going to be a little bit longer before I get y'all paid up. Because that job I took, well, things have changed. And she's trying to tell him her whole song and dance, and he's like, look, Ava, if you need the job, you can have the job. Either way, I can wait a little longer for the rent. And she said, Stefan, now she looks at him like a hero since he saved her. And she said, he said, you need to go talk to Stefan. So that is what she did. Here she is talking to Stefan. And he wants her to go on and come back to work. He tells her he's divorcing Gabby. She's sorry to hear it. Then Leo comes in and talks to Roman at the bar and tells him he had to fire Hattie. And that makes me wonder if Deidre Hall just didn't need some time off because of the recent loss of her partner, John, or Drake Hogeston. Rest in peace. So, very first in the show, though, EJ had taken his signed paper by Stefan to Paulina that stated he had lied about EJ having anything to do with stealing a baby, and he just did it because EJ had slept with his wife or whatever. And EJ said, and Paulina's like, I know you did something to your brother, EJ. I just wonder what you did to him. And that's a wrap for today.